solīdi.
Are you ready?
Hi, welcome everybody to the presentation of Solid's work during this course, Sales and Customer Relations. Uh, Here's our team, me, Carlos Workplace, and my handsome, beautiful, jaw-dropping colleague, Jacob Sliwik. And Solid, as you all know, is an app that helps you manage your household. You've all heard of it before, so we're going to skip this one.
So, the content of this presentation, firstly, we're going to introduce to what is even happening, why we're here. Then, we're going to explain a bit project in detail. Then, outcome, or as we like to say, the numbers. And lastly, reflections, yeah. So, introduction, firstly, deliverables. Sell Solid to potential customers. Just sell. Then create a rudimentary script or like a baseline to hold on to. And lastly, get the crowdfunding to give us urgency to make that version 1 and actually like move from the idea to actual product. And our KPIs, 50 calls. But there's more. We thought in the first meeting with Carlos that we should approach 5 strangers in real life and try to sell to them. And in total, from 50 calls, we should get at least 10% success rate. Meaning that we have we have 5 clients after the 50 calls. Yeah. Small bit of theory, the famous deal closing circle. Technique that was provided from our guest lecturer Yanis. Amazing technique to close a deal or negotiate better with the client, basically giving the structure and optimizing our script of where to hold on. Yeah.
And and a little bit more about theory. On Monday and Tuesday, I was at a little workshop run by Miro Sivanathan from London Business School on negotiation. And in the next slide, you'll see that I learned a few influence tips and tricks that helped us make some extra sales. First, losses loom larger than gains. What this means is that people will always be more easily persuaded by what they stand to lose than what they stand to gain. Now, how you can apply this is that you should not sell with what the features give the person, but what pains the features remove or reduce. That will be more effective. 2, beware the argument dilution effect. Do not go on for too long with too many low quality arguments. Always remember quality over quantity. For example, in the United States, all these direct to consumer pharmaceutical ads always have at first a nice picture. Take Lipitor, and as a silver aged man, you know, you can now go ahead and frolic in the fields again. And at the end, you have all these regulatory necessary side effect lists. Yeah. And you know they go on: heart attack, nausea, joint pain, stroke, type 2 diabetes, cough, itchy feet, dandruff, right? So all of it sounds scary at first, but as soon as you get these points that are weaker, right, the itchy feet, the dandruff, the whole negative picture begins to dissipate. The argument gets diluted against the Lipitor. And 3, when selling, don't be afraid to use decoys. So what is a decoy? The Economist in 2009 decided, let's use decoys to frame why a purchase should be purchased. So at first they had only economist.com and print and web subscription, 59 and $125 respectively. And then they added print only, also for $125. Useless, right? Hypothetically. But then people started paying attention only to print and print and web. And they always, like 52% of the subscriptions shifted from just economist.com web to print and web. 52% of subscriptions. That's the power of framing. Look it up. And this works also in spoken interactions or negotiations as well if you prepare ahead of time.
Yes, thank you, Carlos, for the amazing theory. But about the outcome or numbers. So, we, in the end, contacted 39 people. From those, we got 9 clients. And the success rate is right there, 22%. And yeah, what I mean by contacted, calls are only 12 calls. Rest of them is approaches in real life and face-to-face talking with the potential client. Yeah, but there's more. There's actually more. With 9 clients, that means that there's 12 plus testers for our app, because the client is a household, a decision maker in a household to make some changes. And usually with our clients, there's more than 1 people in a household. And from those 39 people, 87% were complete strangers. Complete strangers, yeah. But about our next steps, we have that urgency right now. We have to make that version 1 of our product for them to test, give that product to the testers, and refine sales game so we can approach more and approach better, and quality over quantity. On the Reflection side, I really improved my calling game, because I'm on the extroverted side, and it was still a struggle to call. What Diana? I was sitting all by myself with the contact sheet, and I was sweating my balls off. It was terrible. It was the least enjoyable experience, but still we got through. Karl, how about you?
Yeah, calling is definitely very, very stressful, at least for me. And yeah, eventually ended up learning that the more you prepare, the easier it is. The more you plan ahead of time, the more you rehearse and clear the picture of how to sell your product to yourself, the easier it is when you resell to people else.
Questions, please.
Yes, we have one.
I really love that you put in some new theory, like the tips on how to influence people. But I kind of missed how did you apply those tips on actually making the sales calls? If you could comment if you did that or.
Yeah, so I was the one in possession of the tips. Jakobs was not, but they greatly helped because I took a slightly more, let's say, off-road approach to sales. I tried to avoid structure as much as possible because I was talking to people in real life, not through calls, which made it easier to improvise a little more. So whenever I moved away from the questions, I immediately started to apply these. And especially when it comes to pricing, the decoys also moved them up to getting in more seats.
Okay, I have 2 questions. One is, why did you put the conversion rate, like, first of all, like, why conversion rate and why percent? You could have just written how many people you got like interested, because it's still a small number. It was 40 people, so you could have just like not made 23%. I was like calculating how many is 23%. Could have just given like, I don't know, 9, and it's like, okay, now I get it, because I was thinking for 2 slides, how much is that? So
what's the difference?
I mean, if you put just like 9 people are interested, it's all clear. If you put 23%, I have to think how many are 23% of those 39, or how many approaches you had.
Okay, it was just that you had 39, 9 clients, and 23%. It's like the same in just pros and.
There was 87.
Yeah, okay.
Whenever you have numbers below 50, automatically consider it's not a percentage thing.
Okay.
It's numbers. Above
numbers.
50, that's when it starts to begin. 100 is better, but from 50, it starts to begin percentage something-ish. But also, it just looks confusing.
Cool.
Ah,
Roberts took away. Carl, how did you get collect the contacts from those people who you talked in person?
Yeah, so the way I collected their contacts is A, I went to a cafe, and B, I just approached the people.
Yeah, like how did you get their numbers, emails? Like how will you reapproach them again?
Oh, I have their emails. I just asked.
Okay. I was just testing whether you have information to contact again.
all right. I like that you kind of keep on moving this one forward. Maybe it gets a bit more clearer and clearer. I think the next step regarding this would be still for you, if you have come to inner conclusion that you still want to do this and build it, then about now time is to go into the households, like real houses and some strangers' families, and ask the real questions. What is the problems, how it's working, like really dig into the people and families and how they manage things. So you would think about the prototype better. If it's now to do that, then this is because you've been kind of postponing it for 2 months, and you already supposed to be like running through multiple families and figuring these things out. Because today was maybe a good example that it's hard probably to just sell it. You collected leads. And you had these 9 sales. What do you mean by 9 sales? Because like clients, you said 9 clients. Clients typically means someone is paying you for the service. Did someone pay you already?
No. Currently, they're not paying. But
So what was the idea on 9 clients? What's there?
They already are paying while they're testing. So €2 per month.
So they are paying you?
No, they've indicated willingness to pay.
You have an intention to be a client, basically.
That's an SQL.
All right. Maybe you could try to. Okay, that you don't have anything to give them currently. So basically, those 9, you should be able now to, in the next, let's say, 2-3 weeks, go through their buildings, interviews, families, how they manage things, and basically from those 9, those could be your clients. You have to really understand their household, how they manage it, and the problems, and then you make it into this solution. Forget about the rest, focus on these 9. And you have to be really bold and just, can we go in? We have interviews, maybe it will take an hour, maybe 2. We're gonna spend time with you in your kitchen, wherever you are, and how do you manage things, and from that you will gather all the data, and then you will make your first prototype. Otherwise,
Makes
you're
sense.
still kind of into this
sense,
excuse
yeah.
zone, running around, still kind of there.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah. And I can completely agree on the first point, what Carlos said. I guess that was from the lecture you went as well. It's the losses is basically people are motivated more by trying to avoid the pain of loss than what you're gonna give them as a gain. Whenever we're going to the dentist because we might lose teeth, not because
to
not
improve
because we
them.
want really good
Yeah.
teeth.
Not
So
to lose them.
And it's about that. And it's in many cases, it's the same. Anyone else?
I can ask for Carlos. Can you explain again was it New York Times or what the
Economist.
Economist, yeah, like their subscription. Why was it better why was the price same for print and web? I didn't get that. How is that good for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, could you go back to that slide as well? So basically,